If you're just joining us, you are with Eric Metamar from UltimateInvestorSystem.com and InvestingMasterminds.com. You are in the middle of one of our Investing Masterminds calls, webinars, whatever you want to call it. I am in my office with my lovely assistant, Jamie, who is taking questions of the folks in my wholesaling masterminds group, and I am answering them to the best of my ability. All right. The next question we have is, Eric, I know you have covered this topic in other calls, but I'm still having doubts. How is wholesaling still possible during our housing market collapse? Well, I wouldn't say that it collapsed completely. It's definitely not doing good. But, you know, here's the thing with wholesaling. I get a lot of people that are wondering, is now the right time to get into wholesaling? When is? I would say now is as good a time as any, because when things get good, what you're going to have is you're going to have a lot of sellers who are able to sell, and you're going to have a lot of buyers, and they'll go in between. And right now you've got a lot of sellers who need to sell. You don't have many buyers, so you can position yourself in there as the middleman, as the wholesaler, and make money introducing those buyers to the sellers that need to sell, and they need to sell at a lower price, of course, if they're going to work with wholesalers. Now, one of the questions that I'm happy you answered this. You asked this, Jessica, because one of the things that I keep seeing in the forums online and people ask me is, there's so many great deals on the market. How can I expect to make money as a wholesaler when the market's flooded with good deals? And that's where you go completely wrong, and most people aren't paying attention to the right thing. You see, the in the equation of things, what you have is you've got, as a wholesaler, we have one thing that's a constant. We want to buy at 50 to 70% of the current fair market value. That's a constant, 70%. Now, what people are doing is they're saying, well, homes aren't as worth as much as they were, and then so say a home used to be worth $100,000, and maybe now it's worth 80. When you ask that question, you're thinking that you're going to try to buy at 70% of the old value, which is 100. So you'd be buying at 70, which wouldn't be a deal. But if you pay attention to the way that the wholesaling equation is set up and the buying equation, you're actually wanting to buy at 70%, which is a constant, of the variable rate over here, and the variable rate being the housing prices. So 70% of 80,000, say a house was worth 100 grand 2 years ago. Now it's worth 80. Well, 2 years ago, if you were to buy at 70% of retail price, it would be $70,000. Now that same house is worth 80, so you need to buy at 70% of 80, which is $56,000. That's the thing. It appears all that happens when the market collapses is you get a lot more houses at a lot less money. But having said all of that, a deal that's 60 or 70% of the current market value is a deal still. It's no different than if it were 100% and you were buying at 70% of value. The only constant is the percentage that you're buying at, whereas the market and all the changes and fluctuation in the market, those are complete variables. So if say a $100,000 home 2 years ago was worth 50 now, and you needed to buy it as a wholesaler, you would need to pay 35. That'd be 70% of 50,000. You'd actually need to buy a little less than that in that price category, but that's a whole nother topic to cover. But do you see what I'm saying? It's still a good deal. If you look at it like Walmart, say that Ho-Ho cupcakes had always been $10, and you would go in and buy things when they were on sale, and you'd get it for $7. Now, say that Walmart and Ho-Ho's had a major disaster meltdown of epic proportions. Now, when you go to Walmart, the prices on Ho-Ho's are always $7. Does this mean that if you buy at $7, you're getting a deal? No, not at all. It means you're paying 100% of the full asking price of Walmart prices because Ho-Ho and Walmart had a complete fallout market collapse. So if you still want to maintain that same deal, you need to go in and buy at 70% of $7. So a big sale then would be $4.90 on your ho-hos. I hope that cleared that up for you, Jessica, and I am going to move on to the next question.